Okay, so let's talk about this. So this all took place just about a year ago. Over a year ago, actually. Yeah, way over. Maybe not a bunch, but it happened a while ago. A year ago. Yeah, like things were getting better around now. Or Thanksgiving, really, but so today I'm going to be telling the story of my epilepsy and how it started and how it happened, how it continued, everything that I can think of. Alright, so let's start with school names, because I don't want it to give away where I went to school. So we're going to call the school that I go to now, we're just gonna call it Paradise, because it's a good school and I like it. And it is literally paradise compared to my old school. My old school where I went to elementary school, we're gonna call that Vacation, because it was a really nice school too. There were a lot of nice people, and I'm still friends with a lot of those people. Maybe not a lot. So yeah, and school that I went to when I had my first seizure. I'm gonna say that was, we're gonna call that torture. So I left Vacation, my first school that I went to, in 5th grade. I left that because, it was kindergarten through 5th grade, because they changed it from kindergarten through 6th grade to kindergarten through 5th grade. So now they had 6th grade at Devil, or whatever I called it. So what happened was, I didn't think it would be that bad, because at Vacation, God, it feels weird calling it that and not its actual name. It was a nice school, and we were told that we were going to, like, all our classes were going to be in the same general area. That was not the case. There was a new principal, and it ended up being like my classes were all over the school. There are these 2 classes that I specifically remember that me and this other girl, we're gonna call her, this isn't her actual name, we're gonna call her Bella, even though it's not her name. I don't know if she's watching. I don't know if I gave her my YouTube channel. I don't really know if I gave that many people at whatever it was, but I was very stressed out. We were in the same class. We were in math, and I think it was social studies that we had to go to. So math was on the bottom level on one side of the school, and then social studies was on the opposite side of the school on the second level, like on the other side of the school. It was a very, very stressful thing. So yeah, besides the point, we're not going to focus on that. Let's start with my what's it called? My first seizure. I'm assuming this is going to be a pretty long video, because we're already 5 minutes in and I have barely even started mentioning it. Also, if my words are slurring, it's because I had a seizure this morning. I'm feeling okay now, though, but my tongue hurts because I bit it. So my first seizure, yeah, that sucked a lot. And, basically what happened was I woke up one morning. I was super stressed out here. Super stressed out. I cannot describe the amount of stress that I was facing. I had a lot of homework, way more. There were 1,000 kids. And yeah, and at vacation, we had 300 students in total. There were 300 students in the entire thing. And there were like, I want to say 50 kids in my grade. Only a couple of kids joined over the years. I miss them a lot. Yeah, so what happened was in the morning I woke up and I was twitchy. I thought, oh, I'm freaking out, I'm having a panic attack, blah 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 blah. No, that was a seizure. That's called a focal seizure. It's where you're twitching, like you're I'm trying to do it, but my brain doesn't want to. And also I don't want to do it because I don't want to trigger anyone. Specifically my friend who might be watching this, who has epilepsy. Hi, Dum Dum. Yeah, so I woke up one morning. I had a headache. I was twitching. I was like, yeah. I don't really remember. I was really confused and stuff. So I say to my parents, I feel weird. I feel weird. My parents like, you're fine, because this was an everyday thing. This happened every day. I don't know if the twitching happened every day, but yeah, I think I was twitching. And so I'm like, I have a headache, can I have some ibuprofen? So I took some ibuprofen and I blacked out. So after I took the ibuprofen, I went into a seizure. Yeah. So without much warning, I went into a seizure. And apparently, I don't remember this, but apparently I said, I can't see anything. Because this was my first time having a seizure. I don't remember saying it, but that's what my dad said. I said, and he thought that I was overreacting and stuff. And I was not overreacting. So I guess my body's first instinct was to say, I can't see anything, because I couldn't see anything. Everything went black, I couldn't hear anything. And the next thing I knew, I woke up on a stretcher being lifted into an ambulance. Because my parents called an ambulance because I never had a seizure before. So they're gonna call the ambulance because what if there's something wrong with me? So I went to the hospital, spent the entire day there. And my dad recognized it as a seizure because his friend had seizures similar to mine, I think, but since passed away, unfortunately. Much worse seizures. I think was mentally ill as well, so that did not help. I am luckily not mentally ill. Yeah. So all of that happened, and we came to the conclusion, too much stress. So that's when we started looking for new schools, and that's when we found Paradise. So yeah, that happened, and the day before I was going to start at Paradise, I had my second seizure, and that's when we knew something was wrong. I think it was a week or two after my first seizure, which is kind of weird because I feel like it would have been the next day. This is actually not super hard for me to talk about, which is good. So there was all that. So I didn't go to school that day, or like the next day or whatever, and we went to meet my doctor, who we are going to call. We're just gonna call her Dr. Cat, because why not? Because I don't like sharing actual names here, of people who may not approve. So yeah, I had the seizure. I was put on Keppra, the devil, the literal devil. I'm not kidding. Keppra works for so many people and is amazing for a lot of people, but it torture for me. And that's how, I'm not gonna lie, I was depressed for a long time. So I tried to go to Paradise, but my brain did not want to. And that's how I met my friend who lives up the street. We're gonna call her dang it, I don't know what to call her. I'm just gonna call her Green, because why not? So yeah, there was that. So yeah, so I remember that our teacher, we were in the same class, and unfortunately this year we aren't. But this was 6th grade. And we went to the nurse's office once because I did not feel good, and I was having a panic attack and all of this crap. And so then, like, she tried to calm me down, but we ended up having to call my mom, and my mom came and picked me up. It was super stressful and all of this nonsense. And what ended up happening was Keppra put me just into this horrible state. And then we tried, I believe it was zonisamide, which made it worse. And then, yeah, like Keppra and zonisamide work for a lot of people, but they didn't work for me. They made it worse. So I was stuck in bed for 4 months straight with a headache. Like, oh, how tragic. I had a little headache for a few months. No, it was full on crying every minute of my life, to the point where if I tried to cry, I couldn't because I was so dehydrated. Fun times. I I remember so many nights of just crying myself to sleep. It was horrible. But then we got on Vimpat, which really helped me a lot. And actually, back a little bit. So I ended up just doing online school. It was okay, I guess. But luckily, it prepared me for a global pandemic, which is luckily getting solved. And there's now a vaccine and people are getting it. Yay! Yeah, so there was all of that, and when I got onto Vimpat and I was all up in there, I was feeling amazing. That lasted for 8 months, and then I had a seizure. And we had to switch meds, and I don't remember the name of the meds. Yeah. So we just went through a couple of meds, and we landed on this one that I'm on right now, or I'm titrating up to, which is treating me well. If you guys want a part 2, I'd say this is probably the end of the video, actually, because I don't know what else I can say. If you guys have any questions, or you want a part 2, leave them in the comments. I'll read them, and I will potentially make a new video. I can't talk. I'll make a new... I'll make a video on it, just like answering your questions and or making a part 2, just describing in more detail. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you know anyone with epilepsy or anything relating to seizures, you can send this to them if you want. It feels good to just vent it out, just let it out. Yeah, so thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.